Welcome back. So far, we've discussed the main components in LangGraph and the core concepts. We understood what is state. However, now the question is, what is a node in LangGraph? How can we use them? And are they complicated to use? Well, let's look at them. In a nutshell, the nodes are Python functions. The rule is the process state data. We've seen how nodes, they can be other agents, they can be just functions, querying tools, but nodes are basically the core building block where we'll be adding our logic for a given step. Going back to our example of the booking for a flight, the node will represent, for example, looking for a specific departure time, comparing prices across different websites or airlines, or deciding which credit card should be used for the payment. All that can sound complicated. You might be saying, hey, I will require so much in order to get my nodes implemented. However, if you look at our example, we can just see how nodes in the end are just Python functions. And these Python functions, they can be very straightforward. In the end, we define the function and we add them, the LangGraph, each of them with the add node function, however you know, right? So very straightforward. And we see how we define it and assign a name, an ID. We'll see how we can use this later, the reference this by its name. But it's pretty much the add node where we provide which functions we'll include as our node and how this node should be called. Are there other type of nodes? Is it only one node that we can have access to? Not really. There are really three core types of nodes. We always need a start point, an entry point. For that, LangGraph already provides a start indicator that we can import. And the same goes for the end one, the terminal point. There is also an end that we can import from the LangGraph library such that LangGraph knows which will be our starting point, our entry point, and which will be the terminal one. And of course, we can just have the normal nodes in between. Here, we see that there should be only one start entry point and one terminal point. But of course, we can have unlimited number of normal nodes. So, if we recapitulate, the nodes is where we're storing the logic for our agentic processes. This is where we have the different steps in our graph. And although this might sound complicated, it's nothing else than just defining Python functions. We also saw how we have really three different types of nodes. An entry point, the classic vanilla node, and a terminal point. For the entry point and the terminal one, LangGraph offers identifiers that we can use the signal where our process starts and where it ends. With that said, let's look at our last core component in LangGraph.